When I was little, I would often waddle over to a local pond with my mum. I would repeatedly pick up the stones in my little fist, chuck them into the water, and watch them splash, again and again, giggling with glee. As this was a time before proper smartphones, my mum just sat there, watching me, for hours at a time. I don't have any memory of this. I was like 3. I've just heard this story so many times from my parents that it almost feels like I do. Suffice to say, I have lived alongside nature for a very long time, long before gaining consciousness. I've grown up in the concrete hellscape known as London all my life, but my family have still found opportunities for me to play in the grass, namely the local park. Even after joining primary school, I still kept this going. Most of my fond memories of that time are more about the world around me than the people with me. It was shady back gardens, large open fields filled with hay bales. It was water spraying out of a garden hose, the sliminess of fresh mud. Many people wish to return to their childhood. I do enjoy my life now, but I can't pretend like I don't want to, at least a little. Secondary school is a transitionary period, in many more ways than one. A new environment meant new people, and social pressures were mounting. I had to make new friends, and quickly. I was able to find my group eventually, but something felt wrong. When the whole world was open to us, why would we stay inside and play Fortnite? I remember going home to my mum, lamenting over why none of my friends wanted to play outside anymore. I don't really remember what she said back, but it was probably something along the lines of everyone getting older and having more mature interests. It was around that time when I found my favourite video game. Christmas of 2018. I was in Japan visiting my grandparents. I'd saved up enough money to get something for myself, and my parents suggested getting a Nintendo Switch as my first ever console. Up until that point, the only games I'd ever played were time wasters on my iPad. I wasn't even intending on getting Breath of the Wild. I wanted Super Mario Odyssey, the flagship release title for the Switch. Alas, my mum, in her infinite wisdom, picked out a little box with a game and manual inside, saying that the cover looks pretty. We went back to a rental room, and I immediately booted up Mario Odyssey. It was all I played in Japan, on the way back, and in London. I'd fiddled around with Zelda, but found it too hard, too confusing. I didn't give it another try until long after completing Mario. After the tutorial, however, something clicked. Spoiler alert, when I first completed the starting area, the Great Plateau, the world I'd engrossed myself in for the past couple hours revealed itself to be a fraction of what the game had to offer. The fog covering the world dissipated, and Greater Hyrule revealed itself to me, begging to be explored. Hands shaking, I made my first proper steps into The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It's all the things I loved as a small child, but so much grander. I could explore to my heart's content, no longer limited by things such as having a body or being a short toddler. I, by controlling the character Link, could climb, as much as his stamina allowed for, paraglide from any height, and even fight. What more could a prepubescent teen want from a game? Being around 13, my parents made the retrospectively smart decision to limit my screen time to this weekend. So, I'd wait a whole 5 days itching to play Breath of the Wild, rush home on a Friday evening, and spend all the time until Monday doing nothing but gaming. What's more, during the holidays I could play as much as I wanted, day in and day out. I'd sometimes spend upwards of 6 hours on just Zelda. This time of my life went by in a giddy blur, but I do have one distinct memory, deep into a summer holiday. It was swelteringly hot, the windows were open to the max. I sat in my shorts and t-shirt, watching Link sweat under the beating sun, just as I was. I gawked as I boarded a humongous mechanical beast, scratched my head as I solved the numerous puzzles atop the robotic monolith. As Link squinted his virtual eyes to survey the virtual horizon, the music rose to crescendo, raising the stakes to astronomical heights. For a moment, I wasn't myself. I was Link, on a larger-than-life quest to save the world. I lived and breathed Breath of the Wild. It was the only thing on my mind, and therefore all I talked about. Fortunately, my peers weren't as interested as I was, and quickly grew bored of my endless rants about something they did not care for. I struggled around this time. I didn't really feel like I had anyone around me who truly understood me or my interests. I was stuck in a limbo, stuck talking to people who didn't care for my hobbies, stuck pretending to like theirs. This was a reality I simply had to suck up for a long time. It would have been much longer if we weren't all forced into our homes for 2 years. Now, I didn't have to talk to people in my class. Theoretically, I could talk to whoever I wanted. Rekindling with a family friend over Animal Crossing opened some new horizons, as one would say. I got together a group, some from my secondary school, one from the furthest corners of coastal England, one person from my primary school, and even someone in an entirely different country, all gathered together by me to play our silly Nintendo games. It was the first time I felt important, cared for, heard. I wasn't hanging on to the sidelines, on the fringe of discussion. I was the discussion. Each day languidly stretched into the next, and I felt like it had gone forever. But that too came and went. The world went back to normal, and my online friends did too. I saw them at school, but it just wasn't the same as being on a call. My short stint of social security went away, just like that. Since then, I've been much better socially. The one person in my class who liked Zelda introduced me to a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which kickstarted a group of friends I still talk to today. He's also part of the reason why I'm doing this course right now, recording this very video. However, I still have a strong fondness for those times spent as a small child without a care in the world, playing Breath of the Wild. I often try to go back, listening to the soundtrack, replaying the game, playing the sequel, which I don't really like. Nothing really scratches that itch. There's only really one thing that's come close. Returning to my roots, embracing that small child by the pond, and throwing rocks into any body of water I see. No, I'm joking. Tying up my boots, stepping outside, and going on adventures in nature. Every time I go on these walks, my sense of wonder is captivated by something new. One day, it may be the shrill twittering of birds, or the rhythmic crunch of my boots on the flaking autumn leaves. On another, it may be the earthen smell of mud after rainfall, or the ashen scent of a lit campfire. It's almost like those endless summer days in front of my Nintendo Switch, but instead of experiencing Hyrule through Link, I'm living and breathing in it myself. One of my first independent purchases was a dinky MP3 player, which I loaded with the soundtrack from Breath of the Wild, alongside other music with a similar vibe. It adds that little bit of whimsy and magic to my walks, properly putting me in the headspace of a knight on a grand adventure. I can never play this game for the first time, ever again. There may never be a game that evokes that same feeling of awe. But the lessons it taught me, and the people I met because of it, have encouraged me to go outside and breathe in a Breath of the Wild once again.